What's up? What's up? What's up, people? This is your boy Levelhead. And this is another Live and Level Gamers podcast, episode 148. Rumors, leaks, eeks. We have my boy Keith Norris. He's on the cast as we go ahead and introduce yourself, bro. Both guys.
My bad, I was muted. What's going on, everybody?
And D2K. You muted too.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, man. We've been on here at least 2.5, 3 weeks. But unfortunately, that's how it goes when you have families and kids and jobs and stuff that don't always allow you to jump on as consistent as you would like to. And trying to coordinate stuff between Thursdays and Sundays. Sometimes we plan for one for Sunday with Jedi Knight, and that falls through. Then we plan one for Thursday, and then we get stuff going on. So it's just been one of those months. But what's been good, man?
Oh man, life, of course, but I'm trying to do some things at work. My boss gave me an opportunity to advancement, I guess you could say, advancement.
He gave you opportunity to advance. I don't know if you're talking, but I don't hear nothing.
He advanced out of the conversation.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I guess Keith having some issues on his end. But what about you, D2K?
Well, nothing much. Just same old, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, man. Same here, me, man. I've been doing a lot of stuff around the house. Right now, I'm in daddy mode, so I'm watching my 3 girls and trying to figure out what's going on with other situations. So, trying to pass since we have been off for so long. Trying to make sure we get on here and talk about something tonight. Anything interesting outside of just any movies, anything you've seen lately?
I haven't gotten to see anything that's come out lately. I wanted to see Solo. Haven't got a chance to see that.
Okay.
There was something else that came out I didn't get a chance to see. I still want to see Avengers again, but it just hadn't worked out.
So you try? How many times have you seen it?
I only seen it that one time. I haven't been back to the movie since then. But I want to see it again.
Oh, okay.
Just because I want to be able to, now that I've fully digested it and everything, I want to just go back where there's probably nobody in there in the movie theater, maybe like a matinee or something, and just sit back and just watch it and enjoy it.
All right. I stepped out. What movie,
all right.
What movie coming out?
Avengers Infinity Wars. He said he wanted to go see it again in Solo. He hadn't seen that yet. Yeah, that's one movie I want to see, but I heard Solo wasn't good. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I like to see that from myself, because a lot of people made wild, hot, passionate love to Rogue One, and I didn't care for that movie at all. So it all depends on, your own personal taste, I think.
Okay, no, I want to see it. It looks special effects and stuff. I don't like the person playing Han Solo, but Childish Gambino look like he got his character right. I think he's the right person for that character. And but I do want to see the movie story and see how everything kind of came to be. But at the same time, I ain't in no rush. I want to see it, but it ain't no Infinity Wars. Like I got to go see it today.
No, and
what about
it's still it might be on DVD by now, but I'm not sure. But I still want to see Ready Player One. I never got a chance to see that either. I heard good things about that movie.
Ready Player One is good.
You said it is or it isn't?
Ready Player One is. It is. I went and saw that with my wife.
Okay.
And I was thoroughly surprised by how good it was. It was impressive. I mean, from front to end, it start off with a huge bang. It end good too. Don't get me wrong, but it ain't as strong as the beginning. But
Okay.
but definitely thought that was a good movie.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I
Deadpool
definitely
2.
think
That's
you
another
would
movie
like it.
I didn't see. I want to see that Deadpool 2. Forgot all about that.
Yeah, I ain't a Deadpool fan, man. And I like the first one was okay. There was a lot of aspects of the movie I just, I can do without, to be honest.
Well, I mean,
some of his some of his antics.
it's very blue in terms of the language. It's very vulgar.
Uh,
A lot of stuff. But because of a certain person that's in the movie that I pretty much knew he was going to be in there from the trailer, because they showed like a real split second, footage of him, and you like, is that what I think it is? So when I found out he was in the movie, I was like, okay, I saw that coming. But from when I saw it, I said, okay, all right, now I want to see it.
I'm going to guess you're talking about Wolverine, but don't say anything.
Nope.
Okay.
So Keith, you were saying something, man. Go ahead and say what you were saying. I'll be right back. My daughter coming trying to ask me for something.
Yeah, my bad, folks, man. I had a Bluetooth thing that was trying to connect on my phone. I'm using my phone to talk, and it was trying to pick it up, and I was talking and didn't realize it. But what I was saying was that my boss gave me an opportunity to basically pursue cybersecurity, and I was going around talking to some of the people today about, taking some classes to get certified and things like that. So I'm just going to try to put my full effort and energy into trying to become our cybersecurity expert. So that's all I was saying.
But what does that entail? What do you actually do with cybersecurity?
Specifically for the school, it would be like making sure our network is secure, bringing on new programs or whatever to, I guess, secure our network, and also like if there's a threat that we've been breached or something like that, then it would probably be not probably, but it will be my job to make sure that I take care of it, get rid of it, and then figure out how to prevent it from happening again. So.
So the job that you have now is similar to that, but it's not as much responsibility.
No. I actually just work around. Well, actually, I do kind of, sort of. We all of us, the team of us, we all do it. But no, my job now is basically just desktop. Like if a computer or something messes up, or if somebody needs a program installed, I'll go out and do that, and so on and so forth. That's pretty much the gist of it.
That's not completely short job, then.
It is. I had a lady today. She said her computer kept crashing, so I went over there, turned on her computer, and I sat there for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I was like, nothing happened. It's you. No, I didn't say it was her, but I mean, it's safe to assume, But yeah, it's pretty chill.
Was she get turn the power on or something, or what?
I don't think her plug was plugged in all the way, because I turned it on once and then I moved her plug and it went back off. So I think that's what it was. She may have kicked it because it was under her desk. I mean, it's a lot of simple stuff like that, but then there's a lot of stuff that's not simple. We had an issue where we were having an issue getting our Windows 10 devices on our network. And it took us months to realize that we had a port that was closed, and it had been closed because we had a cyber attack. So they closed it. So hopefully I can learn something and prevent something. Maybe.
Okay. Levels you back yet?
I was. My babies, they fussing. Daddy, what boo boo? Okay, I'm finna come in a second. All right, go sit down. What y'all laughing at me for? Shut up, D2K. Go on in there, go on in there. But yeah, man. Who in the live chat? I haven't looked on there yet.
I had closed the window
down there.
I saw Cornelius, but I don't have it open no more.
So let's get into it, man. So what you been gaming on? I'm gonna start with D2K. What you been gaming on, bro?
Well, Recently, well, it's not recently, it's been a couple of weeks now. Microsoft, well, I should say EA, released or allowed Fight Night Champion to be available on backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. And I was happy they did that because I've been wanting another Fight Night for years, but they've been concentrating on making all these UFC games. So I said, if you're going to do that, then at least let the people who bought Fight Night Champion and Fight Night Round 4 to be able to play those games on Xbox One. So got Fight Night Champion. I've been playing Legacy mode on that. So, you know, that's pretty much all I've been playing right now. Been playing that Super Mega Baseball 2 game. Still like playing that. That's about it.
Okay. D2, not D2, but Keith Norris, what you been on, bro? What you been gaming on?
Nothing from my console, but I did download 2 word games on my cell phone. I don't.
Man, what you talking about, bro? You deserve one for that one. You deserve a flag for that one, man.
It's called Word Link, and the other one is Crossy. I was on
Word Link and Word Crossing.
Yeah, little time wasters. They're actually pretty fun. I actually had to look up a few words. Like, I didn't even know that was a word.
Have you fired up you haven't fired up the Switch anytime here lately?
Yeah, I turned it on eShop, and then I turned it back off.
He said he turned it off.
I don't know, man. I haven't really been in the mood to invest myself. Like, I'm still in that same funk. I'm going to get out, I know, eventually. You know what I think I need? I think I need a PlayStation. I need to go ahead and buy a PlayStation and play these story-driven games. And maybe that'll get me going again. But right now, man, I don't know. Just not interested.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. I see Cornelius down here. Cornelius down in the comments right now. Insane Gamer down here too. As far if you in the comments, man, are you watching and listening live? See, like we got 10 views. Let us know who you are, man. Sign off in the live chat. Let us know what's up. Anyway, so two word puzzles, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Keith?
Pretty much.
No PC?
I turned it on in my Assassin's Creed update, but I didn't play it.
Okay. Actually,
I think I did play a game.
What's that?
It was on PC. Was it not Shovel Knight? Hollow Knight. I think I played a little bit of that, but I didn't get far. But it
all right, go and keep talking, man. But unlock my door. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I think I did play a little bit of Hollow Knight. I don't know when I played it since we hadn't been on in so long. I was trying to think what I played this week, and I know I didn't play anything this week. But yeah, I think I played Hollow Knight, the little indie game. It's like a Metroidvania game. If you haven't heard of it, the guy, he has like a little shovel or something, or a shield or a sword, and you can go through killing things, and then you can upgrade your stuff by collecting look like skulls or something like that. Then you can upgrade your weapons and your strength and things like that. It's like a game that like it harkens back to the old 2D games that we used to play. And I know once I fully invest myself into it, I'm going to enjoy it. But I think that's pretty much it that I played.
There's a lot of value in those Metroidvania style games, especially nowadays, because a lot of these games have become so big and bloated that, you know, you want something that's just very simple and rudimentary. Just pick up and play and just go to it.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the bigger bloated games. I mean, if they're fantastic, they're fantastic. But you want something simple sometimes. And it's good to be able to switch off to that. That's the reason why it's always going to be a place for indie studios in the industry, because you need that change of pace. It's like having a change of pace pitch if you're a pitcher, or having like a change of pace running back in the NFL. You got your power runner, but you got your scat back, or you got your speed guy. You know, you got to have something to switch off to. And it's good to have those types of games, even if it's just some game that's obscure that nobody else knows about, but it's something that you can go to and have a good time playing.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll jump in here, man, since I've been out and in. I'm trying to get the game on down here. But as far as me, man, what I've been gaming on, I finally beat that God of War 4. I beat that sometime last week. I mean, I was going to try to talk about it Sunday, but since we didn't do it, we couldn't get up Sunday. That I had beat it. I think I beat it that Friday of last Friday. I beat it, and very interesting conclusion. Definitely one of those games that was worth the investment. Very much worth the money that you spent on it. And where they going, it seemed like it opened up so much more they can do because of where they concluded and how they concluded it. It opened up a whole bunch of more story that I'm looking forward to coming back to. So this definitely ain't an end to Kratos. This is the beginning of a whole new journey, a whole new adventure for him in a new world that kind of tied into his old world. It was interesting how they merged that stuff together. I don't want to spoil anything for those who haven't played it or are currently playing it, but I'm gonna tell you this: once you do what you set out to do, don't think that that's it. You could go. It's another thing you need to do to really get the real ending. And when that happens, and when you see who shows up, it's gonna make you. It's gonna send chills up your back. It was dope, man. It was dope. So I played that, beat it. I also went out and bought the Street Fighters collection.
Oh, that's out?
Yeah, it's out. And I just got that Tuesday. And I'm not gonna lie, man. It's definitely worth the purchase. This is the game. This Street Fighters, to me, this is better Street Fighters than Street Fighters 5, in my opinion, for the PlayStation 4. I think this one is better. And the reason I do is, to me, any other third Street Fighter 3 series is some of the best Street Fighters you're gonna ever play, in my opinion.
Or best 2D fighters
to have
ever
all,
play.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Street Fighters 3 2D fighters, to me, are probably at the top of my list of best 2D fighters. And to have all three available to you, and then to have all three of the Super Street Fighters, then you got all three of the Street Fighters 2s, and then I guess the Ultra Street Fighter 2s. I can't remember how that goes, but then to have also the original Street Fighters all for $39.99. I came front, man. Definitely worth the purchase. I don't think Street Fighters 1 is worth anything. That game is dang near unplayable. I don't even know how anybody. I'd never played the original Street Fighters. I seen it in Juice. Remember they was playing it in Juice in the little store,
right?
And they used to fight, but it's broken, bro. That's a broken game, man. I don't know.
I mean, it was. You gotta remember, this is 1987, so that for 1987 they did pretty good. I mean, there's some things about it that are cool, but it's like playing Karate Champ on the NES. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Hey, is that game online?
It doesn't. Go ahead, D2. Go ahead, King.
Is it online? The Street Fighter game?
It's online now. I was about to get there. I played online. My first match was flawless. It was seamless. It's fast. It was butter. It was the ones after that, boy. It was like choppy and this ain't good. You know what I'm saying? this is not good at all. So, yeah, it some of my matches was fine. Others were unplayable. I ain't gonna lie, they was unplayable. Like really slow. You do a move and it's literally 2-3 seconds after you actually did it. So it didn't. The online needs some work, but yeah. But it is definitely worth the $39.99. Now I traded in Ultra Street Fighters Final Challenge that came out early in the Wii in the Switch life cycle. I traded it in, got $14 for it. I could have actually got 20 had I went to my mom and pop store, but I didn't want to wait on it. I just wanted to get it, and my Best Buy card to cover it, so I ain't had to use no cash. So I just went that route.
It's definitely worth it. Did you pre-order it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, because I remember saying that if you pre-ordered it, you would get a free download code for Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Ultra Street Fighter 4?
Yeah. That was the last incarnation of Street Fighter 4 because they had regular Street Fighter 4 and they had Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition or Deluxe Edition or whatever it was. And they had Ultra Street Fighter 4, which had a couple more new characters.
You talking about the ones on the PlayStation 3? That Street Fighter?
Yeah, the one on PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. Yeah, it said that if you pre-ordered it, you could have got Ultra Street Fighter 4 for free.
You serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, bro. I would have pre-ordered it if I knew that because that's one of my favorites too. I've been on that Third Strike though, but man, it's good.
Yeah.
One thing I will complain about, and I don't know if it's me. I would love for the people in the comment section if you have played it to let me know. I'm not enjoying it with the Pro controller for some reason. It's not. Yeah, it's not that it don't. I don't know what it is, man. It don't feel as fluid. The buttons, I don't know why. It may be just I'm used to a PlayStation 4 controller with fighting games like that, but it could be my controller. I don't know. I might need to try my other controller and see if one of my kids ain't messed up my controller or something, but it just don't feel as fluid as far as the controller go as it does when I played it on like PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4.
Now that sounds strange because the Pro controller is one of the few things about the Switch that I like because it feels really comfortable in your hands. And I'm trying to figure out.
It could be me. It could absolutely be me. I'm not saying that that's I don't know if it's me. I haven't played because this Street Fighter is way faster than 5 on the PlayStation 4, and I haven't played. Like I said, I stopped playing the Ultra Street Fighters that came out earlier, which didn't feel that way to me. So it literally gotta be me, man. Honestly, it gotta be me. Because at times it was butter, and then other times it's just like, is it the controller, or is it the speed of 3 I'm not used to right now? Because it's fast, man, and you can literally parry.
Well, see, Street Fighter 3 has its own cadence to it, which is completely different from the other. Like the regular Street Fighter games and the Street Fighter Alpha games kind of feel pretty similar. They're different in some ways. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is completely different. So your timing you have to completely detox from the other ones you're going to play Street Fighter Third Strike and play that for a long time to get your senses in tune with it, your reflexes, and to get muscle memory built back because it's so fluid that it's a certain way. You can't just play it like any other 2D game because things happen at a different time. You hear about those people that do like the counting frames and stuff like that. If you go out and do that type of stuff, then you can pretty much play any fighting game. But if you're not good at doing that, then it's going to be a huge shock moving from Street Fighter series to Street Fighter series.
And that's possibly what it is, man, because it does move with a fluidness that is absolutely different from what they ain't calling no freaking fouls, man. They need to stop with that bull crap.
Oh, come on, man.
they call him my boy. Anyway, let me stop, man. You know, okay. Anyway, so it does play with a fluidness that's definitely better than 5. Like the fact that 5. Oh, LeBron, get up. Anyway, you putting on, man. Stop doing it. Too big to do that, man. Anyway, let me stop. So, but the fluidness is dope, man. And D2K, that actually could be what was throwing me off in the field because Street Fighter's 5 plays heavy. It's heavier. Mm-hmm. It's a little slower. It's a little heavier. And I don't know, but this game is sometimes you do and it got a lot of chain moves that I didn't remember. Like Ryu and Ken does stuff that the other games just don't do, especially Ken and Akuma. You know, and they're my, you know, Ryu, Ken, Akuma, they're my characters. But it's definitely worth the money. I think Capcom put out some good software. It's definitely worth the price. And if you a Street Fighter's head, I would say go out and get it. So, but you got anything else to say on it? Okay, so before we get into all the rumors and leaks and stuff, of course we had the whole announcement earlier this week with the Pokemon stuff. So I'm gonna throw it to you, Keith Norris. He just hit the mute button. He's like, I don't want to talk. Oh, you back? Okay. What did you think about all the Pokemon announcements?
Okay, so I didn't know what was going on. I just saw it on my YouTube feed, and I was like, "What's going on with the Pokemon?" And then when people were talking, and I think it was you that sent the trailer. Somebody sent the trailer, and I watched it, and I was like, "Oh man, this is it." And then when I watched it, I was like, "That's it." Not saying that it wasn't good, but it looked very shallow. Let's go Pikachu. Let's go Eevee. I don't know what that Pokemon is. It looked really shallow. It looked very like a very thin game. Something that the hardcore Pokemon gamers probably would be turned off on. And I was like, oh, Nintendo, why is it every time you come to the Switch or you come to your home console, you just don't bring it all, with a major game like this? But then we later found out that there's another game coming in 2019, so that will be the main core game. But as far as what they showed, the Pokemon, I don't know what it is, the little block game, not interested. I don't even know what it is. It didn't look fun. Apparently, it's free on your cell phone and it's free on the Switch. I won't even waste my space on neither my phone or my Switch. Didn't look fun. Don't care for it. But the other game, I think somebody said that it's a remake of Yellow, Pokemon Yellow. I'll give it. I'll look at it. I'll keep it on the radar. But like I said, it looked really shallow. It looked very thin. I was also getting turned off by the Pokeball. I was like, why? Why are they doing this? Like, what is the point of being game with one Joy-Con? And I was like, But again, I'm not a huge Pokemon gamer. I did like the show growing up. Yeah. But
okay.
But no, I thought it was cool. I'm glad it's coming. And I think you said it best. It's going to move units. And I think at the end of the day, for Nintendo, that's what it's all about. It's going to move units based on the name alone. It's going to move Switches. I mean, it's probably going to, what is the Xbox now at 32 million? I guarantee if this is going to push it up there, that and Smash Brothers coming up. But anyways, I'm not talking. But for me, I'm just going to keep my eye on it.
Okay. D2K?
I'm actually watching the trailer right now. Next. Okay. I mean, the only thing that I see about this that's interesting is the fact that you can take stuff from Pokemon Go and port it over to this game. That makes a lot of sense, and I think that's a brilliant move. And I think we said that a long time ago when we were prospecting possible Pokemon games for the Switch, is that if they could somehow tie Pokemon Go into it, then that would be huge. And it seems like that they're doing that. I don't know if you just transfer Pokemon that you've caught on Pokemon Go over into this game and use them there, or if there's some other functionality that more expanded functionality beyond that. But that definitely is a good idea. Pokemon always sells consoles, whatever console it's been on, whether it's going all the way back to the original Game Boy. It always sells units. It's always been a big unit seller. It's a big software seller. So, it's going to do what it does. I mean, I don't see this game or any Pokemon game making people who aren't interested in Pokemon already to be interested in it. Some of the people that got bored with Pokemon Go might be interested to come back because they say, oh, well, I can take the Pokemon that I caught on my cell phone and put it over to the Switch. Oh, maybe I go out and get a Switch now. So some people might do that, but most people are probably just done with that. So people who already are into Pokemon, they'll probably enjoy this because you can merge everything together. So, it's not something that's supposed to entice me. It's not supposed to excite me. It's supposed to excite Nintendo fans. And I think that, there wasn't anything that I'm looking at this trailer now that if I was a Nintendo fan, I wouldn't be excited about. I mean, if I was a Nintendo fan, I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool, But non-Nintendo fans, they'll probably just be like, nah, put Metroid on, please.
Well, I say this, man. I don't even think it's really at Nintendo fan. I think it's at Pokemon fan because I'm not a Pokemon guy, but I will say that from what I understand, Pokemon Go is still going strong on the mobile side. It's still a very popular. It ain't as popular as it was when it first hit, but it's definitely, as they add new content and stuff to it, it has maintained its popularity. It ain't, like I said, it ain't as popular, but it ain't just died off either. So that integration with Pokemon Go and then to bring back like a kind of up remastered or kind of playing on Pokemon Yellow a little bit, taking that game and reworking it into Pokemon Go with a storyline and some new elements to it. I've been watching different videos on it, different Pokemon guys and girls who are Pokemon fans. I'm getting that while this is not the game that the current, like this is what I heard, like those who like how Pokemon started back in the day are happy with this announcement. This is the Pokemon that they all wanted to come back. But then you have those who like where Pokemon kind of progressed to, they want a brand new game, like what they announced for 2019. So it seems like there's a consensus across the board that is an okay announcement. I definitely see this making Nintendo some money. I definitely see units moving because it's Pokemon. And there haven't been too many Pokemon titles that haven't moved even down to Snap. I think Snaps or something like that on the 64. It even sold good. And it was just taking pictures. So I think this, I don't know if this was the best move. I can't say that. I think if Nintendo would have came on with a ground up Pokemon, that would probably be the best move. But since they announced it for 2019, and this is kind of a hold you over, and I believe they trying to introduce a new mechanic that's probably gonna play heavy into the new Pokemon, like that integration with Pokemon Go. I think all that stuff is going to play into the new Pokemon as well. So I think this is a way to try it out, work out kinks, and use this as a test study to see if it works. Do we need to go a different route with the main line new entry to the Pokemon? So that's what I think. I think it's going to get. I definitely think it's going to move probably 4 to 5 million units easy. That's what I would think. If Mario sold like it sold, I think this Pokemon Go at least move about 3 to 4 million, at least 3 to 5 million. and that ain't bad. I think there's enough units out there that would allow this game to sell that much, being a Pokemon game, and I think it's going to cause Pokemon fans who might still be on the 3DS to might gravitate over to the Switch now. So I think it's a win-win. It ain't for me. Ain't like you said, D2K and Keith. I didn't nothing there interests me, but I have never been interested in Pokemon. I don't understand Pokemon, so it ain't my cup of tea. But for those who love it and like it or into it, I think there's enough there for them to be not necessarily happy but content until the new one comes. That makes sense. I would think so.
It's kind of like the Metroid that came out on the 3DS. The Samus Returns, whatever it was called. It was.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have been wanting a 2D Metroid for a long time, but it's still not the full 3D Metroid that people want. But it was like, hey, this is still cool too.
Right. And Heart and Soul basically just said what I was saying. Like he brought more facts to what I was saying. He said Pokemon releases a new game every 1.5
to 2 years. I think you said
5 to 2 years. Oh, 1.5. I was reading that wrong. Okay. 1.5 to 2 years. In between that are the remakes and spinoffs. So this is basically a remake of Yellow, Pokemon. So, like I said, I think we might not. Like I said, it ain't nothing that'll appeal to us because we ain't Pokemon gamers. But those who are into the loop of Pokemon, while they did complain about that first game Keith was talking about, the little free-to-play game, I'm like this: it's free. You ain't paying for it. So if you into Pokemon and you want some type of Pokemon experience, it's a free game. Go try it out. Or I'm like Keith, I don't want it. I ain't a Pokemon fan. But then you got the appetizer. Someone equated to he said that this Pokemon game, this Pokemon Yellow or Pokemon Pikachu, and I don't even know the other guy's name. It's like a McDonald's Big Mac meal. And then next year is the potatoes. No, it was Nintendo. It was a Nintendo Ultra said this. This is just a Big Mac and fries and a soda. But then next year is the steak with the loaded potato and the other 3 sides, like a more full course meal. So
I wouldn't insult Pokemon by comparing it to a Big Mac.
I'm just saying, like. He just said it's gonna fill you up, but it ain't what you're looking for. You
ain't gonna fill you up.
Yeah, it ain't gonna fill you. It'll hold you over, but it ain't gonna be the main meal you want.
It might cause me to hurl somewhere, but that's another conversation.
Right. So that's how I look at it. So anyway, let's get into it, man. So we don't typically do the whole rumor mill and leak stuff, but being that E3 is literally weeks away, I figured we can talk about some of our more intriguing rumors. I'm not going to talk about all the rumors, but some of the more intriguing rumors and leaks that y'all have seen, and then we kind of talk about E3 and what we hope to see there. I guess for the next few weeks we could talk about E3, but has there been any rumors out there that y'all have seen any system? It don't have to be Switch. It don't have to be PlayStation. Any system. Is there any rumors out there that has intrigued you that you would like to talk about?
Perfect Dark.
For the Xbox?
For the Xbox. Apparently there was a Walmart leak. And it was removed from Walmart's, was it the website? Anyways,
I don't know. All I know is that Walmart did accidentally leak a few different titles.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was a few different titles, but the one that caught my eye was Perfect Dark, and I would love for Perfect Dark to come back out, especially if it's a Xbox Play Anywhere title. But yeah, I would love to see what Rare would do, or whoever's going to develop it. I would just love to see what a modernized Perfect Dark would do. I would definitely pick it up if it could. Even if it's
Okay.
I'll probably pick it up.
So you said play anywhere, but what are you okay with a Perfect Dark? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be transparent.
Don't say it. Hello.
Okay, we lost level.
He's very transparent.
So transparent we can't even hear him anymore.
It was like a cliffhanger. He left us on a cliffhanger. I really want to know what he's going to say.
Yeah, I guess I can jump in until he comes back out of the other dimension that he warped into. I definitely want to see a Perfect Dark done right at the
Never
last.
for Dark. I did play.
Oh, wait a minute. Was he talking all this time?
Hey, if you're talking, we missed all of it. That would hit.
No, go ahead and talk. I'm gonna switch to my computer. I think this laptop having issues, so I'm gonna switch computers. But go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Yeah, the last Perfect Dark on the Xbox 360 was boo boo. It just did not live up to what we had on the N64 at all, and they definitely need to redeem themselves. I don't think that actually none of the people that worked for Rare during that time work for Rare anymore. All those people are gone. The Stampers, Mark Betteridge, Chris Tilson, Chris Seaver, all those people are gone from Rare. So it would be difficult for them to retain that same magic, that same flavor of the original Perfect Dark. So they might have to do like they did with Killer Instinct and go out and find another developer made of a studio of people like us who played Perfect Dark and have a fondness for it. So they'll try to harness that and bring back some of that same magic that it had originally. If this game is actually even happening, this is still a rumor, obviously. There's also rumors about Halo 6 being announced at E3. The way Halo 5 ended, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I wish they would just reboot Halo. I just wish they would just get rid of 343 forever. Just send them to the Delta Quadrant or something. I don't know. Just get them out of here. Get a brand new studio or go beg and plead Bungie to come back or something and start Halo over from scratch. Because sometimes you can just push something too far into where it's to the point of no return. And it just doesn't feel like Halo anymore. Now, I've said that Halo 5 Guardians was a decent game, but when you start trying to add all these rec packs and, making it to like esports and all that type of stuff, that's not what Halo was about. Why, it is really, what really makes me upset is that recently, for a while, there was something called Halo Online, which was going on behind the scenes. And it was basically a modded version of Halo where people, it was based off of something that was based off a legitimate project, but then it became a modded project and people had been playing it for a while, where you can play Halo the way you wanted to play it, and everything was put in the game the way you want to play it, and you can play Halo. It was like Halo Master Collection done right. But of course, Microsoft found out about it and they shut it down, so now you can't have it anymore. But instead of going to these people who make this game, say, hey, why don't you come work for us and make Halo 6 for us? No, we're just going to shut it down so nobody can have fun. It will make Halo 6 and it'll be terrible. And people will be gullible, go out and pay big money for it anyway. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully they can get it right this time, but I don't have any faith that they will.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think it is time for to reboot Halo. I'm looking at some of the stuff that was also leaked. Of course, we got Gears of War 5 and Forza Horizon 5. I'm wondering, are Xbox fans even still excited about that? Like, of course, Gears of War 5, I beat it and it ended the way I didn't think it should have ended. Now, did you ever play it?
Yeah, I mean, I beat it, and it was like, meh.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it was like it's beautiful, wonderful graphics. Gameplay was tight. Everything, the storyline wise was kind of shaky, but it was doable. But it just kind of like, I don't care.
Yeah. That's pretty much how I felt. I think K-Bomb is in the building. Trying to see about some more of these rumors. Let's see. Just Cause 4. It's a lot of sequels, man. I'm ready for some new games. I think this was kind of making me upset. It's like, where are the original titles? It's like, I understand that this is an industry about making money, but where are the original titles? Like, seriously, so many sequels of stuff that's already been proven. Do we have any more ideas?
Well, there are plenty of ideas. I have a billion of them, but I can't get my foot in the door to give those ideas life. It's a lot of people out there like me, people in the comments section right now. Pretty much everybody in the comments section can come up with a completely original game that everybody will love to play. They will make millions of dollars, but they don't care about that. It's just there's an order in place where certain things cannot be changed or questioned or altered. So we just have to go with what they give us, basically. And like we were saying earlier, if we want that variety and that creativity and that substance, we kind of have to look toward the indie studios because they're not under that umbrella of these big corporate, powers that be companies like EA and Activision and stuff where they're not trying to. I don't want to take the conversation that way, but they basically don't have agendas that drive the content that we actually play. They're making the game because they think it'll be fun and they want people to have fun too. That's what we get from the indie studios. And I was saying, this is kind of off topic a little bit, but I was saying to someone else in the conversation that we need to have, just like we have indie studios, we need to have indie cartoon studios too, because we see cartoons that we grew up with that are being brought back, but are being completely bastardized just for the sake of profit. You saw what they did with Transformers and G.I. Joe. I'm iffy on the Voltron thing. I've watched some of the new Voltron stuff, and it's kind of And now there's this new Thundercats Roar, which looks like absolute dog crap. It looks terrible. But I guarantee you it's going to make a whole lot of money, and the Cartoon Network's going to shove it down everybody's throat. And that's the same mentality that these video game companies have. It just appeal to the lowest common denominator and just make untold millions of dollars off of it, because if you're used to eating garbage, eventually it's not going to taste bad anymore, and you might actually start to like the taste if there's nothing else for you to eat. We grew up in the era where we were literally bombarded with substance from everything, whether it was cartoons, movies, video games, food, music. Now it's like you have to search for quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'm back.
If you want to know what happened to the video game industry, I got 3 words for you. And that's Black Ops 4. And that is Battle Royale. The fact that they're putting Battle Royale in a Call of Duty game shows you what this industry is about. It's about making money. As D2K talked about an original idea. I believe, Keith, you were talking about that too. An original idea. That's long gone, man. It's about making dollar bills. It's about making money, and you have. It's only a select few that have the leverage and the body of work to actually go out and venture on some unique ideas, who actually have worked for big companies. Other than that, like you said, you have your indies. And the thing is, it's about making money. But here's what I really want to say about this, and this is something I say all the time. When it comes to the video game industry, the fact is this: it is the money and the money that these video game companies get is not the majority of it does not come from people like me, you, D2K level people in the comment section. The majority of the money for these companies come from just casuals who go to the store, flip a box over, oh, that looks pretty, and buy it. Or, hey, man, my buddies online was telling me about this game, so I'm just going to get it. This industry is run by that. It's not run by hardcore gamers who look at behind the scenes, who follow a game from conception to completion, and take apart every tidbit of the game, trying to digest it and slowing down every single gameplay video that comes out dissected. We don't run the market. The market's run by casuals. The same casuals who complain for months that Madden is the same exact game and go buy it day one. That is the gaming industry.
Okay. So now I'm jumping back in. So what did I miss? I know we stopped when I left. We was talking about Perfect Dark, and I heard Halo come up. So where we at? So I can kind of know what we're talking about. Because is this a rumor or are we talking about something else?
These are rumors.
Okay.
Pretty much it. And I started to go down some of the things that Walmart leaked. Like I think I saw Rage 2 on there, Forza Horizon 5. I think 4. It had to be 4, right? Forza Horizon 4. And,
yeah, it's 4.
Yeah.
4, 5. So that's what I was talking about.
Any other rumors that was out there? I heard D2K on Halo 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else? What other rumors did y'all hear that stood out to y'all? Leaks. K-Bomb, any leaks that you heard that you? Oh, go ahead, D2.
Well, I just heard a rumor. And this is very interesting. Rumors of Paladins and Fortnite being ported to the Switch.
Yes, heard that too.
And I think that if they could get those two games along with Overwatch, if they announce Overwatch at E3 for the Switch, that's going to be a massive czar nuclear bomb going off, because that's definitely a game that is tailor-made for the Switch, is Overwatch. But bringing Fortnite and Paladins could be a bridge to get that to the Switch at some point.
Yeah, I heard about that today. Actually, the whole Fortnite and Paladin thing, I heard that today. I heard about the Overwatch supposedly was on this big leak, but it was another leak on that list that I want to talk about, and is for the Switch, and that's a Punch-Out game. I think it said Punch-Out Champions. I don't know if y'all heard that one or not. I don't know, like if a Punch-Out came back, and I don't know if we went into detail on the Perfect Dark, what we would want from it if it was true, what we would want from a Perfect Dark. So we can kind of go back to that too. But if this Punch-Out Champions is true, Keith, what would you want from a game like that?
You said Punch-Out Legends?
It's called. It was. They said the rumor is Punch-Out Champions.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that Wii version?
The Wii version? Yeah, I played the Wii version.
I didn't think that was pretty bad. I would have, what they did with that was pretty good. Definitely, I don't know how they could do online, but online would be cool, and a storyline would be cool. Maybe even like a storyline like you're chasing Little Max Ghost. Like you create your own character and you're trying to chase his ghost and beat him, and he's the final boss or something like that, instead of them just giving us Little Mac, which I'm pretty sure they would do. I would like something like that, like you're chasing this ghost and you're trying to become the champion that he became. If that makes sense.
Okay. I don't know why. I like the
This
Wii
fool
version.
just picked a dunk, man.
What you say?
What's his name? He gonna be on Shaq and the Fool.
McGee.
McGee, yes.
He's at it again, huh?
Oh man.
As far as the champions, I want them to return back to the Super NES type of feel. I like the Wii version. And I didn't like the Wii version. There was parts I liked about the Wii version, and there was aspects I didn't like about the Wii version. One, I thought they could have been a little bit more intentional with a final boss. I like Sandman and I like Donkey Kong, but it was nothing like making it to Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? So if they can, and I thought the one on the Super NES, the two final bosses on there were pretty cool, the two twins. And I like the fight mechanics on the Super NES version. So to me, with how the Switch is going and how it's trending and the audience that is trending with, I would much rather them go down a path of a more of a Super NES type, a little bit more serious in nature, still fun, but more Super NES than the Wii version. What you think about that? First of all, hello.
Who are you asking?
Anyone, whoever want to come in.
For me, the Super NES version was more kind of harkens more back to the arcade version of Punch Out. And I think that I don't know, they should go back to the green mesh guy again, but
no.
But that it did, because the characters obviously were a lot bigger and everything than the Mike Tyson's Punch Out for the NES. If they could find some way to, work out a deal to get him back in there again, why not make a brand new Mike Tyson's Punch Out? You know what I mean? It would be a way of like things going full circle, with him, because it's not like people forgot about Mike Tyson. He's still out there. He's still doing stuff. He's in movies and he's on TV shows and stuff. He's still an active person. And it doesn't matter that he doesn't box anymore. It's more of a legacy thing to have him in the game. And I think that if they were to put him in the game, dang, LeBron.
There you go, boy. Anyway,
but anyway.
My boy playing tonight.
I think that it would be cool if they would just come full circle, come out with a brand new Mike Tyson's Punch Out and have people from, Super Punch Out and, the Mike Tyson's Punch Out in there as well, at the end. Because I mean, like you said, there was nothing more satisfying than having to fight Mike Tyson at the end. Or maybe if you can't get a deal with Mike Tyson, to get somebody else, get another famous fighter, and put him at the end. I mean, I know that Mayweather would never agree to it, but somebody.
What about bringing back Nick Bruiser and the twin and I forgot the other twin name, but them two dudes, like, I thought they was cool. I'm pretty sure you can get a Mike Tyson's license. I definitely don't think Floyd would be. I wouldn't want Floyd because I wouldn't want Floyd. Maybe Floyd would be tight, but I think it'll hurt the game to put Floyd on it.
Well, the thing is that Tyson didn't get paid. He got shortchanged on the deal. I mean, they paid him I think it was on like $100,000 or something for his license in that game. So he got really shortchanged in that deal.
Consider the times, though, right?
Even the times, you should have got paid more than that, because I'm pretty sure they made a whole lot more than $100,000 on Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
What about adding and Keith kind of hit on this, and I was finna hit on it. What about adding a real storyline, an actual storyline, and instead of having Little Mac, maybe have it to where you make your own character?
No, I don't feel that.
I ain't saying
that's like making them your own Mario and playing your own or playing. It's like when they try to put
it gotta be Little Mike. It gotta be.
It gotta be Little Mac.
You're right. You got to be Little Mac.
It's like when it's like when you were playing Mario, new Mario Brothers with Mii's and all that type of stuff. I didn't like that.
But what if you make Little Mac? What if you can make Little Mac? It's Little Mac, but you can make Little Mac look like you. I ain't saying like
so. Little Mac is the character, but he doesn't have to look like the guy from the actual game. He could look like you.
Yeah,
but he's still the character is still Little Mac. Oh well, that's interesting. That's interesting.
I think Little Mac should be the boss, and I think that you should be trying to take his throne or his crown or whatever.
So a whole new character facing off against Little Mac.
Yeah,
that would be dope too.
That's what the whole thing is about.
Or maybe if a storyline, maybe you could say that Little Mac, after he won, he let success go to his head. He fired Doc and all this type of stuff, and then a new guy comes along, and Doc is training him to take him down from his.
I got a better one. Let's say Doc passes away and Little Mac is the trainer.
How about we combine all of that? Your little Mac, he lets everything go to his head. Doc becomes your trainer originally, and then he later on, somewhere down the line, he passes away. It brings Little Mac back down to reality. He's like, oh, blah blah blah, and he then becomes your trainer because he emotionally, after Doc passed away, he came back to his senses, and then he trained you.
That could be dope. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you want to make, I like Little Mac, but it'd be nice to spice it up a bit by bringing a whole new character to the scene, and I like Doc, but and I like your idea too, Keith. But I could definitely see Little Mac just like Rocky was in Rocky 4. He trained Tommy. That
was 5.
I mean, 5 when he trained Tommy to be the boxer he was, and something like that, and maybe like in Rocky, the character you got go bad, and Little Mac, you got to take Little Mac on to bring him down. I don't know. We just all over the place now. But anyway, I just thought that was a cool. I don't know if that's I don't think that rumor is true, but if it is, I would be definitely interested in a Punch Out. I would like I said, more Super NES. Take what you did on Super NES and give it the graphical overhaul that you can get with Switch graphics. To me, that would be perfect. Instead of going the cel shaded animated look.
Is this still serious? I'm sorry.
What's happening?
I'm just. I don't know. Keep going because I'm talking about the game. I don't want this.
I'm looking at the game too. I'm trying to.
What is going on, man?
They
whatever.
Just trading shots, bro. Anyway, but yeah. So that's another game. What about this Star Fox game? This Star Fox Racing.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
Yeah,
Boo Ben Kanab. Boo Ben. I saw that. I don't sub this channel anymore because I'm tired of him. But I saw him talking about on Super Metal Dave's channel, and I just like this is the I don't. I'm like, I see what they could do in terms of maybe merging the worlds of Star Fox and F-Zero and somehow tying that together, and that's the reason why you're having this. But it would be different if Star Fox Zero never happened and you didn't have that stench of failure in the air from that game. And the first game back is you just testing the waters to see if people are still interested in Star Fox. And you say, well, we'll just do a racing game and see if people are interested in this. And if they are, then we'll go ahead with the full-fledged mainline Star Fox game. But we do have that Star Fox Zero in recent memory, and it was an epic fail. So you can't come back with a racing game. You can't do that.
I don't like the idea. I'm just gonna be honest. I I don't like. If you're gonna do a racing game, just do F-Zero. I don't see the need of taking Star Fox into a now and the fact that this is the Retro Studio game, like that's the only thing that makes me intrigued. If it's true, is because it's Retro Studios, but still, this would not be the lane that I would want Retro Studios to go down if this game is actually.
You know, I've been thinking about that, and a lot of people don't understand that Retro Studios is not the same Retro Studios that made the Metroid Prime trilogy and some of the other stuff that they did back in the day that got them their reputation. Though a lot of those people, some of those people went to go work for Microsoft, some of those people went to go work for other companies, some went to work for Sony, some of the Sony's first party studios. So a lot of the people that are at Retro are not the same. It's like Rare. A lot of people that made Rare Special are gone. A lot of people that made Retro Special are gone. So when people say, man, I can't believe that they would make a Star Fox game and that's what they were working on all this time, it's very possible because they may not have the talent on staff to do the type of games that we are used to seeing them do. I mean, the fact that they're not making Metroid Prime 4 is a huge red flag. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I don't know. I don't think, like I said, I don't think that's the game Retro should be working on. If Retro working on something, it should definitely be a new game. It should not be Star Fox Racing. That's just, to me, that's just a waste of, I don't care if it is new people there. To me, that's still a waste of a studio and waste of talent, in my opinion. Like, that just ain't, nobody's asking for a Star Fox Racing game. Nobody's asked for that. Nobody remotely even dressed up the ideal of that. So the fact that you're doing that and everybody want an F-Zero title, I would hope that this is.
I don't think it's a waste of talent. Well, I do agree that it's a waste of talent. And what I mean by that is, why can't they make an original title? Why does this team have to be tied to a Star Fox title? But I do think Nintendo is trying to make their own. What was the game? Banjo? Was it? No, it was Diddy Kong Racing. I think Nintendo is trying to make their own Diddy Kong Racing. But I feel like Sonic has already done that, and they do it well. There are people that argue that Sonic games, or the Sonic racing games rather, are better than the Mario Kart games. That's a whole argument. I'm not making that argument.
There are aspects to it that I can say possibly could be. It overall, no, it's not better than Kart, but
yeah,
some aspects of it have some fun aspects that Kart don't give you.
I think that the Sonic games kind of incorporated a lot of things that Diddy Kong Racing had. Yeah, exactly. It gave it a little bit of an edge in some areas.
So, but my point is, why, if that's the case, and if this is true, and we see this at E3, and we find out the Retro is making this game, what's the point? We already got the Sonic game coming, and then you got the Crew too that's kind of doing some of the similar things, like you can go in the boat, plane, and the car. It's like, why give the studio something to do with me? This is basically a Me Too game where they could have just made something original they could have made something original from an old IP, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Since they're retro, what's the game that everybody?
Well,
that would make it, and a lot of people said, like, why wouldn't it makes perfect sense for Retro Studios to be the company that brings back all the classic NES and SNES games and remake them in modern day graphics?
Well, I mean, to me, it seems like Retro Studios should be that studio that's making that game, that new IP that brings Nintendo into the modern era. We know we got Mario, we got Zelda, and we know they redone them in ways, but it still seemed like Retro is going to be that studio that'll give you the Fortnite, that'll give you the what's the game K-Bum love playing?
Overwatch.
The Overwatch type of a game. Like, to me, that's what Retro is supposed to be doing for Nintendo, while Nintendo other studios stay with the traditional titles, and then you get the Splatoons here and there. But Retro should, like Keith said, be working on something absolutely new, absolutely new and to Nintendo and to what Nintendo do. See, like with that should be their studio. They should be working on something like that. That's my opinion, but still, we don't know if this is just a rumor. So this could absolutely be false. I would much rather believe they're working on a Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong Racing over a Star Fox Racing. I mean, if you're gonna make a racer.
And there was part of me that believes that was a possibility based off of that tweet all the way back that they had just before E3 2015, where they were saying we're going to have a barrel of laughs or a barrel of fun or something like that came from Retro Studios. And I said, and I was thinking that maybe that was going to announce a Diddy Kong Racing coming to the Wii U at the time.
That would make more sense.
Yeah, it would. And I would not mind the Diddy Kong Racing. If they're going to do a racing game, that would make a lot more sense. I would say if they come out in E3 and they announce Diddy Kong Racing 2 for the Switch, I'd be like, okay. Because I enjoy Diddy Kong Racing. It was a cool racing game, and it would make sense for them to do that. But, it also makes sense for Nintendo to do what you don't expect them to do. Like I've always said about Nintendo, the only thing's for sure is that nothing's for sure. So they strive to find the worst possible thing they could do and try to make it work. So they say, what can we do that doesn't make any sense whatsoever? Let's make a Star Fox racing game.
Like I said, I don't think it's true. I'm just gonna be honest. If it is anything, I would most likely think it was Diddy Kong, not Star Fox. But especially Star Fox coming off of the L it took on the Wii U. But what other titles out here? Like K-Bomb, any Sony titles leak or revealed that you look forward to seeing?
Sony's been really keeping low what they're trying to do. I mean, they've already announced their 4 games, and as far as leaks when it comes to Sony, I don't think I've personally heard of anything that sparked my attention.
I heard of one, but I heard of one.
Yeah, what you hear, bro?
Well, let me ask this question first. With the fact that Sony has already announced what they're going to be doing at E3 and the 4 primary titles that they're going to be showing, has that taken from your excitement for the showing?
Yeah, I mean, I would be a lie to say that the fact that they're not surprising anything that they're showing exactly what they said doesn't take some of the steam out of the boat. I'd be lying to say that it did, because it does. Because I'm definitely interested in seeing the Samurai game that was announced last E3 that's being done by is that Sucker Punch, I think?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it's people who made Infamous. I think it's Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see what they have, but I mean, we won't see it on the floor. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see it on the floor, but you won't see it in the press conference. So
right,
it does kind of take something out of that.
Well, let's go into that.
Cool.
Sony is not doing a traditional press conference. Sony is, and I find this ironic. Me and Keith kind of talked about this. That when Nintendo did the whole digital event and stepped away from, doing a traditional E3 press conference, they got basically maligned for it. They got talked about and called kind of backwards and out of touch, and the audacity of them to step away from this stage. And then the next thing we know, a few years later, well, a lot of years later, EA steps away. And then who else steps away? It's like a few different companies have stepped away from doing a humongous E3 press conference. They're doing their own thing. And now Sony has announced that they're doing their own thing. It's not going to be a traditional press conference. It's going to be their own thing. I don't know if it's in between a press conference And like when Nintendo does, I don't really know what it is. If it's going to be like PlayStation, what is it? PlayStation. What's that show they do in the? Can't think of the name of it right now.
It's something play or something like that when they get a bunch of the Sony first party games and invite people over to come and try the games out.
So they doing that, and so the only one that's going to have a traditional, what we're used to E3 press conference is Microsoft. So, like, how do you like the idea that Sony is not going to be there doing it the way they always did it?
No, I don't like the idea that they're doing now, but I haven't seen it. I'm just not liking the idea. I don't know about the execution of it, but not the idea. I rather enjoy the spectaculars that people put on for E3 with, the year when they had God of War and had the orchestra playing, the music, that was dope. Stuff to get you amped, get you hyped. And I like that, but the fact they're not doing it this year, it kind of takes some of the steam out. Like I say, I want to see what it looks like when they actually do it, see if they can still, elevate those levels of hypeness. But just off of what I've heard, what I've seen so far, I'm not excited about it.
Okay. What about you, Keith? Do you like what Sony kind of announced? The fact that they already announced their what they bring in, plus the fact that they're not doing a traditional press conference. If you still there, you muted. I don't know if you stepped away. If he stepped away, D2 just take up the question I asked him.
What was the question again?
Do you like the fact that Sony has announced that they're not doing a traditional press conference anymore? They got their own thing they're going to do, and do you like the fact that they have already announced pretty much 90% of what they're going to show?
I don't have a problem with them doing their own thing. I do have a problem with them basically saying that we've already let most of the cats out of the bag, because if that's the case, then why even do a show at all? Why even do anything at all? Why just not skip the whole thing? I mean, you don't act like you're doing us a favor by just doing something at E3. If you feel it's that unimportant, then don't even show up. Just do like Nintendo does and have a direct and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say.
I don't have a problem with them not doing the press conference thing anymore. I think I like what Nintendo do. I wish what Nintendo did was maybe 20 minutes longer rather than 30 minutes, 50 minutes. But the fact that they pretty much announced mostly what they going to show, it does deflate it that we gonna see Spider-Man again. We gonna see games that we already knew about, Last of Us 2, and I can't think of the other ones they talked about, but I don't have a problem with them not doing a traditional press conference. So that part don't bother me. Honestly, it really don't. But it's because I like what Nintendo does. I just wish it was just maybe 20 minutes longer. Keith, the same question. I don't know if you heard it, but do you like the fact that Sony is stepping away from the traditional press conference? And do you like the fact that they have already announced basically 90% what they're going to be showing?
Well, do I like the fact that they're doing it? It doesn't make me, I don't care. I wasn't going to watch the press conference, but it makes sense since they already announced what they're going to talk about. What's the point of spending that money for the stage presentation? It's like, save your money. They already know what's coming. They've already seen most of what's coming. Why be there? And it gives them a chance to see if the Nintendo formula works. Yeah, I said it, Nintendo formula. And if it works, they'll do it again next year with new games. So I think it's just an excuse for them to just, let's say it, copy Nintendo.
So, all right. So so Microsoft, do we expect anything for them outside of, we did talk about, Perfect Dark and Halo. Is there anything that they need to do? And K-Bum, you can jump in here. Is there anything that Microsoft needs to do, being that they're the only ones out of the big three that's going to be on the stage? Like, what do they need to do?
So, correct me if I'm wrong. The press conference for Microsoft is like 2 hours long or something like that.
Yeah.
So they have to do a lot for 2 hours. So you got to do something to keep people's attention for 2 hours. You just launched a new console last year. You have to show your dedication to that new console. You have to showcase your dedication to 4K. Now, have they been saying 4K 60 or 4K 30? What's been their mindset?
I think they're just saying 4K.
Just saying 4K and whatever the 60 or 30 live.
There you go, boy.
Yeah, that's cool.
There you go. Anyway, let me stop.
Yeah, calm down, sir. Simmer down. Yeah. So, man, yeah. They have to show a lot.
That was a double dribble, by the way. But keep going.
Did he dribble it?
No, yeah, he dribbled. They picked it up and then took a couple of steps and dribbled again. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I must be behind because I ain't seen that stuff.
I'm really behind.
But the problem with Microsoft is, even though they may show a lot, does it matter? You know, and that's the thing. Does it really matter though? Because I don't know. It just seems like they're kind of in a bad position, period, when it comes to Microsoft and their games and their lineup. So even if they do an outstanding showcase, will that change anything for them? I guess it keeps money flowing, but doesn't change the position. I guess for them, they just want to make sure they keep making money. So for 2 hours, they got to show a lot, and that's dedication to 4K. That's some new tech if you can, and just some new games that make people excited about your console again.
What type of new tech? Like,
I don't know. It's Microsoft. They're a $750 billion company. You can do something.
Man, I hope they don't introduce no new tech. No. I would say, and we got to go back to Sony for a second, but I would say they got to show games. They got to show games that's going to be from now that demonstrate what the Xbox One X can do and that sets them up to move into whatever that's coming after the Xbox One X. Because to me, Sony has laid everyone, took the pressure off of everybody. When Sony announced that don't look for another PlayStation 5 until 2021, to me, that took pressure off of Microsoft, because now they ain't got to be wondering what Sony's next move is. Sony is laid out. We winning. We gonna milk this PlayStation 4 and this PlayStation 4 Pro until 21, which makes sense to me. That makes all the sense in the world. And anybody that thought they was going to release a new system was just out their mind. But that don't mean I do think there's some new hardware coming from Sony. It just ain't going to be the next entry into the PlayStation home console family. I think it's going to be a handheld something. That's what I believe. But we won't see that. If we see it this year, it'll be hinted at and then revealed next year. But I think this took the pressure off of Microsoft, and I think this gave Nintendo this kind of a hand me out too in a different sense than Microsoft. But I think Microsoft got to show games, appealing games that would cause you to feel like I gotta own an Xbox, and they got to set up for their next system. They got to prove the Xbox One X, and then they got to set up for whatever's coming after the Xbox One X. Because Sony has already proven both their platforms. The 4 and the Pro has been proven by Sony. Like games like God of War and the Spider-Man, that's proven them. Microsoft don't have no title like that. None whatsoever. So
I disagree that they got to prove what's coming after. They just got to, like you said, the original thing was they got to come up with some games and show you why you need it right now. That's it.
Well, the reason I say prove what's coming next is because we're in that transitional stage from everything we're seeing now is setting up the stage for what's coming. So to me, Sony is setting up those in between titles, the titles that's going to be on both platforms. I think Sony is going to start showing titles going to be on both the Pro and the 5. And
see, I don't think Microsoft has to play that same game.
Okay.
Microsoft should do what they need to do for Microsoft, because if they keep trying to chase Sony like they've been chasing, they're gonna keep getting further and further behind. They got
trying to, you know, the thing that would help Microsoft the most is for do what Sony and Nintendo have done, is that find a lane and get comfortable in it and stay there. I think that Sony or Microsoft is walking down the primrose path if they want to keep trying to beat Sony at their own game, because they're not going to. What they need to do is take the things that work for them and maximize those things and energize those things. The thing that works best for Microsoft is their backwards compatibility, their interface, their the Game Pass is a great idea. And they need to make those things better and take those things further. And they need to just basically have 2 hours of first-party game announcements. They literally need to take the whole time saying, this is coming. This is, exclusive to the Xbox, not timed exclusive, not whatever the buzzword that they were using last year, which basically equated to this game is coming to the PlayStation 4 in 6 months. They need to have games. This will only be played on the Xbox console forever. And for every time that they show a game that should be on the screen. That's what they need to do. That's the hole they've dug for themselves. Or they need to go out and say, we're not doing first party anymore. We're focusing on something else. You just got to make up your mind on what you want to do and stay there. And LeBron needs to have an hairpiece.
He did just steal the ball.
They put the camera right on the top of his head, and I'm like, wow, that looked bad.
He stole that ball. They called bull crap on that. KD didn't get fouled on that play. He stole that right here. What? Boom. Stole it. It wasn't no foul. Go ahead, though.
But yeah, they just need to have nothing but just game after. Do like what Sony did a couple of years ago, game after game after game. Don't copy what Sony did, but just have the same idea of just having game after game after game after game. Don't give people a chance to rest. Don't give them a chance to take all in. They need to let people walk out of there like, I don't believe what I just saw. That's how they have to have a shock and awe campaign for their show. And because they know nobody's going to upstage them, they can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they gotta have how can I say that? How many games do they gotta have?
All of them?
At least 2? I'm saying like Sony came out with God of War 4. God of War 4 was that deal, Nintendo, they had their Zelda, they had their Marios, then had they top tier titles that generate sales. What game is it? Halo? Is it
no?
Is it Crackdown? Like
no. I mean, it used to be Halo, but they ruined it. And me and Keith were talking earlier, they need to just reboot Halo instead of making another entry into the story. Just get a brand new team and start Halo over again from scratch. And they should probably not even announce it for a couple years. Just let people get a rest from it, and then out of nowhere you have a Halo reboot. But you got Perfect Dark as a rumor. If that's coming, that's good. Jump into that Rare library. There's a lot of titles that you could bring back, that can attract people. I mean, you do need to look some more platformers. I mean, you got plenty of platformers in the Rare library. Bring back Jet Force Gemini. Bring back Banjo-Kazooie. Bring back Conquer. Bring back all that stuff, bring back some of the other stuff from the NES. that you had, like Wizards and Warriors and stuff like that. That's part of your library. Just do something that's unorthodox, or talk to some of these companies that have IPs that are just sitting there collecting dust and dying, and revitalize them on the Xbox brand. Bring back Virtual Fighter on the Xbox. Bring back Mystical Ninja on the Xbox. Bring back Power Stone on the Xbox. You know, stuff. You have to think outside the box and stuff like that.
But Microsoft will say they did with backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they got going for them.
I think the backwards compatibility and the access anywhere, I think that's running its course a little bit, man. I don't think that's gonna be. They ain't gonna be able to stand on that forever. You know, they're gonna have to bring some compelling title that convinces gamers to jump, not necessarily jump off the Sony bandwagon, but to consider them over Sony. Like right now, they don't have anything to make you remotely look at them outside of power, but they don't have the titles to make that power intriguing. K-Bum said, I might give me an Xbox One X. We all sitting up here like, what you getting? What you want? Oh, for a Blu-ray player. I'm like, K-Bum, come on, man. You know, don't gas us up and you talking about a 4K Blu-ray player. It's like, you can get, you don't need to spend that much money on a 4K Blu-ray player. So I don't know. I don't know. Sony, to me, Microsoft, I think Sony is fine. They in the driver's seat. I think Nintendo is fine. They're clearly bulldozed their own lane. They doing fine. Microsoft, 2 hours. I hope they got something.
They better have that fire for 2 hours, or people gonna be asleep.
Man.
So I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see cars on the stage. I don't want to see commercials for stuff. Man, that made me so mad last year when they did that.
But they gotta have. They doing Forza. There's going to be a car, man. You know it. That every time they do Forza, there's a car on the stage. We just suck it up and deal. I don't want to see them open up with Call of Duty. I don't want to see them open. I don't see have athletes on the stage playing Madden. I don't want to see. They won't open up with that stuff, but they're gonna. I mean, EA is in Microsoft's back pocket. I mean, when they had that transition between, and the guy name just slipped my mind. Peter Moore. Yeah, when Peter Moore left Xbox and went to EA, they've been buddies ever since. That's why the whole Anthem reveal was done on Microsoft stage, and that's why Madden reveal was also done on Microsoft stage. They've been buddy for a while now. So you're gonna see the athletes. You might see FIFA. You might you're gonna see your car. I mean, it's just what they do, man.
But see, none of that is going to drive me or anybody. Look, my Xbox, my son, look, I used to say our Xbox One. I clearly says my son's Xbox One now. I don't care about that system no more, man. And it ain't that it's a bad system. It's not. It's a good system. There's just nothing there. So
my thing is this. Okay, so y'all were talking about the sports games and all the other stuff, FIFA. Why bring games that people are already going to buy to E3? People who buy sports games annually are going to buy FIFA. They're going to buy your Call of Duties. Don't bring that stuff on your stage. It's already bought. They already have their money set aside for those games. What else do you have? You're taking up time. You got 2 hours. I don't know if they're going to do this, but you got 2 hours and you're telling me something that I already know that I'm going to get.
Right.
Hold on. As a sports gamer, if you do have something cool to show, I would like to see it on the stage, bro.
I understand
that's a big if.
I'm with you, Trey. I'm with Keith. I understand what you're saying, K-Bum. As a sports,
you can give me 15 minutes if it's something dope.
No, what I'm saying is, you are a sports gamers. You want to see all that stuff, but I feel like you could let EA do that on their own time. You're going to get to see that regardless if it's shown at Xbox, Sony, Nintendo. You're going to see that at EA's own press conference. So, like Keith said, it makes no sense for Microsoft to give 20, 30 minutes to a Forza, to a FIFA or a Madden or NBA, whatever, when you're gonna have EA doing that on their own show anyway. I think they got to come with something like a Crash Bandicoot, not Crash Bandicoot, but a was Banjo-Kazooie, something like that. They got to bring some of them titles that people been begging for, like D2K said. They got to go into the back of that whale of titles and IPs they got. They got to bring the Perfect Darks. If that's a rumor, that got to be a real rumor. A Banjo-Kazooie, that something like that would turn heads. Anything less than that, not even a new IP would do it. This ain't new IP at time for them. You got to bring out IPs that people have some type of relationship with, familiarity with. You got to bring that up and give folks that nostalgia feel. A new IP, I don't even think a new IP can do it. They got to go to the past and get them titles with Battletoads. Something.
I forgot about that. Battletoads, yes.
Like they did with Killer Instinct. That's what made everybody, we tried to hate on Killer Instinct, but that's what actually saved their show was the Killer Instinct.
That's what got me to that was an instant sale for me because I was watching their conference and I was like, yeah, and then I saw I'm like, what? I jumped out of my seat. I was on the phone, my guy, and we both was on the phone streaming. That turned everything around for the Xbox because that reveal had so many people angry when they were talking about the DLs, the DRM and all that type of stuff. Yeah. When they showed Killer Instinct, that changed the game. So they need to do the same thing with Perfect Dark and Battletoads and all the other stuff that they could have did. Bring that stuff back.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think Durant just needs a haircut. Okay.
I'm with D2 because that's what made the decision for me when I bought the Xbox over the PlayStation 4 was I didn't want Killzone, I didn't want Knack, I didn't want Resogun. Killer Instinct, that blast from the past, even though it didn't look like what I remember Killer Instinct. It still was the title that made that decided it for like I'm getting the Xbox One. And since then, they showed what was that game? The one with the movies to it, Keith. Quantum Break. I thought that was dope. But like I said, that's why I said I don't think a new IP can do it because it might look good, but I don't have no relationship with that game.
Well, they didn't want to commit to that. They had opportunities to bring that. They had Quantum Break, and then they gave up on Scalebound. So they had opportunities to start bringing in new IPs, and they got cold feet. So if they can't stick with it, then they have to rely on stuff that's already been done.
Right. K-Bomb, you quiet, bro. Let me hear something.
We're not talking about Sony. That's why he's quiet.
Nah, I started off saying my piece about Xbox. I mean, I said my piece.
So, come on, y'all. Y'all can pull this out. Man.
It's going to get real quiet now since it's down to 2 minutes.
And one.
Oh, boy. That's right. Come on. Make this free throw, LeBron.
Hey, I'm so far behind. Ain't nobody even on the line.
Yeah, I'm behind too, bro.
Anyway, so what do y'all think about this this rumor? I told you, K-Bomb, that there's supposedly an announcement for, it's rumored. Don't know how true it is, but there's supposed to be, how Nintendo is doing the NES Classic, the Super NES Classic, and they're supposed to be doing the N64 Classic, which I think Nintendo will make. I think Nintendo is milking that as far as it need to be milked. But supposedly Sony might be coming with a PlayStation original classic.
Sony.
Sony. That's what I heard. Now
I'll buy it.
I didn't hear that too many different places. I heard of 1 or 2 places. But yeah, would that be interesting?
Well, is there?
I don't think so.
I don't think their library is deep enough to be doing that. I mean, I can see with Nintendo, yes, Sega, yes, Sony. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you why I'll get it, because I didn't own a regular Sony PlayStation, and if they could increase the frame rate, then I'll definitely pick it up. For Nintendo, man, it's like I played all of those things. There's also a rumor that the N64 Classic is coming too, and I'm like,
yeah,
I have no interest in buying it. I played all of that. You're not gonna get me with nostalgia. I don't have nostalgia for it.
But
I don't have yeah.
That'll be a license. That'll be a license nightmare for Sony, because most of what Sony had at that time, Keith, was third party. They didn't have a lot of first party. Like Banjo-Kazooie, what's that? Crash Bandicoot. You know, it was a launch title for Sony, but it wasn't. Sony didn't own the game. You see what I'm saying? So they would have to pay a lot of licensing fees for them titles.
I ain't thinking about that. Then you got to question whether or not it's even worth it.
Right. So I'm wondering, man, like, I don't know, bro. Like, it ain't, to me, those are some ugly games. I'm sorry. Sony had some ugly titles.
Oh, I agree. 1000%. But at the same time, I didn't play those games. I mean, I played them, but I didn't really play them. Like, how you say it, Siphon Filter.
Yeah.
I didn't play that.
There are some games that weren't Sony titles, but like we were saying, are known for being PlayStation titles, because that's where you got your first experience from. Like a game like Battle Arena Toshinden. You know, that's owned by a company called Takara. But that game was one of the games. That's probably the first game that I saw for the original PlayStation, because my electronics teacher was a huge Sony buff. He would talk about Sony all the time. He would bring in all kinds of new stuff that he bought that was Sony related and stuff. So my friend actually got an import PlayStation when it first came out in '94 in Japan, and he recorded himself playing a bunch of PlayStation games. He brought it to school, and he let us watch it. And the first thing that I saw was Battle Arena Toshinden, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta get this. You know, that was one of the things that, and then Ridge Racer he showed after that. But stuff like that is what really got me interested. And if stuff like that, if they could get those games on a Sony Classic, then I might be interested in buying it.
I have absolutely no desire to play any of that, but I'm not a nostalgia head, and so I don't even replay games. So I have no desire to play Metal Gear Solid. Which one was that on the PlayStation? I forget which one that was. No desire. Now, maybe a remaster I'll play or something, but I don't even play those. Unless you give me a Zelda Vendor remaster that's supposed to have been rumored a long time ago, I'll play that. But
I know what game I would play. I would play Mortal Kombat Trilogy. That was the best Mortal Kombat game ever made, as far as I'm concerned. I would play WrestleMania Arcade. I would play WCW versus the World.
I may play Tekken for like 10 minutes and then I'll be done.
I play NBA Live 95.
I would too.
You know, there was a lot of games, classic games, the PlayStation, and you know, I'm looking at the comment section. People are talking about the graphics and how ugly the graphics were. You know, that could be said for every old console compared to now. So that's not even the point. The point is that did you have fun playing it at the time? And the answer is yes for a lot of these games, which is the reason why the PlayStation dominated that generation. You know, I mean, because the games were ugly at the time. So it wasn't like, you know, it got worse as we went into the future. They were ugly then. You know, it wasn't like, man, this is cutting edge. But you know, they were just experimenting with polygons and stuff at that point, and,
Right.
where there's no anti-aliasing on the PlayStation also. So that's one of the reasons why it looks so much better when you looked at games on the N64, because the N64 used anti-aliasing, but because of the low memory and low storage capacity, they had to hide a lot of stuff with fog and whatnot. So, you know, but I would love, I mean, if I could buy, you know, a PlayStation Classic and it had a bunch of those games, I would do it. You know, why not? It depends on how much it costs, though. I mean, if they want to charge like $80 for it, no, I wouldn't do that. But if it was like, if it was $50 and under, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I pass. I'm sorry. PlayStation. If it was PlayStation 2, maybe, but a lot of them Sony titles.
I do a PlayStation 2 classic now. I do that. But
them PlayStation games were ugly, bro. Remember Tomb Raider, bro? No, bro.
Nah.
No, bro. I know a lot of people praise Sony, but I'm just gonna be honest. None of them games hold up. I'm sorry. None of them games.
Metal Gear Solid, I think, still looks.
Man, that game ugly, K-Bon.
No, man. Metal Gear Solid always look good.
Soul Blade holds up.
Yeah, Soul Blade. Well, yeah, I guess. I ain't gonna say it don't, but
man, Metal Gear Solid holds up. I'm sorry, man. I play
visually.
I would play.
Visually, I ain't saying you wouldn't play it. I'm saying visually.
I think it still look good visually, man.
That game look like a block of.
Man, you tripping?
Squares and rectangles running around. Stop it.
You tripping, bro? You tripping, bro? That Metal Gear Solid still holds to me, man. I'll play that.
Okay, well. Me personally, I would skip on that.
Woo!
They trying to give them boys this game, man.
Man, finish your thought.
Look at Barry Bonds in the front.
They won't call a foul, but Curry get touched. Slightly, they gonna call it, but
that was a blocking foul. You know that man was still moving.
He got fouled. He got fouled.
And you know that blocking, he was still moving. When that blocking foul, you know he was still moving, so don't even try that.
Yeah, he drug his right foot.
He was still moving. But anyway.
If that was LeBron charging, they would have gave that foul to the other team, man. Stop it.
Ooh, Curry.
Like I said.
Come on, Bron. I don't know. I know y'all like they watching the game live.
You were giving a thought, man, and then that thing caught you off guard, man. Go ahead, man.
What was that?
I don't know. I'm so far behind.
Yeah, that was a foul. He slapped that man on his face.
So that's line. He go to the line.
He said what?
He'll go into the line.
Oh no, I'm far behind, bro. I'm just seeing Steph Curry go to the line.
Me too.
I just seen somebody fall down and the ball went out of bounds and they called a foul.
Yes. Come on, Hill, hit these 2 shots. Please hit these 2 shots. Steal this game. Hit these 2 shots.
I mean, I don't know why you so. I mean, you know they're gonna win this series.
I don't care. I still want it to be competitive.
Well, it's gonna be competitive because that's how they get their money. But you know that the Cavs gonna win. That's the narrative.
I've been thinking that too, man.
This is all set up for LeBron. The crew, it's so. I mean,
I've been thinking that too. Stop talking about this.
Because you can't focus.
We got that. No, we didn't. We tied it.
I don't understand why he did that. Why wouldn't you just? I don't understand why he did that.
JR wasn't thinking, man.
That was dumb.
Does he ever?
You had a timeout. You could have set up. You could have called a timeout and set up for a shot.
He should have took it back up.
Are we gonna finish the conversation?
Okay.
He should have took it right back up. What was he thinking?
That was bad. But back to what we were saying. Whatever that was. Okay, well, I'll bring up something. This whole controversy about Battlefield 5. What are you guys' thoughts about that?
You
I
talking
didn't
with the
see it.
female characters?
Go ahead. I didn't see it.
The female character.
I don't care. Like, what's going on with the world, man? It doesn't matter, man. It's a woman with a gun shooting. You don't even see the person. You're in first person. It don't even matter. Who cares?
The only problem that I have with it is that she got a salad fork as an arm. That's the only part I had a problem with. I didn't care if it was a woman. I'm like, what is that on her arm? What is she a Borg or something? What is
haven't the first person shooter? Let me ask this: haven't the first person shooter genre outworn itself yet?
No.
Well, no, I mean, I think they jumped the shark a long time ago with these first-person shooters because you basically keep doing the same things over and over again. World War I, World War II, Modern Warfare, World War I, World War II. It just goes over. You just keep recycling the same things over and over and over. And nobody's really trying to create anything new in terms of first-person shooters. It took Nintendo to do something different with Splatoon for third-person shooters. So, I mean, nobody's trying to be innovative. I mean, there's plenty of things you could possibly do to make it more interesting. I mean, Overwatch is not really I mean, technically it's a
I don't count that. I'm talking
but it is different.
It is a first-person shooter. I'm sorry.
It is, but it isn't.
It is a first-person shooter, but it is different. We've been asking for something different. Overwatch took the first-person shooter and made it different.
Yeah, I would say Overwatch to me feels, and when I watched you play it, Cable, I won't say I play it because I haven't, but when I watched you play it, Overwatch had a different aesthetic to me than the Battlefields, the Call of Duties, and those type of games. Like, it had a whole different feel to it. So,
which was the whole point,
right? When I'm just saying, like, it's in a first person view. But I wouldn't necessarily call it a first-person shooter.
It's a first-person shooter. It's not a army-based first-person shooter. It is a first-person shooter, just like you have other first-person shooters that are similar. Team Fortress is a first-person shooter. It's a team-based.
Okay, well then
you have Battleborn, which is
then the army-based first-person shooters. Don't you feel like they have worn out their welcome?
I don't know if I would say that they've worn out their welcome. Is that they have
plateaued.
They've plateaued. Yes, great work. High five, bro. Yes, they've plateaued. Absolutely. And they need to either go back to the roots or or start something different, man. Because like they've plateaued on what they can actually do, and they keep trying to do things. They keep making it worse. So. Yeah.
So wait. So you don't think the new Call of Duty can revitalize some new life into the military shooter? With the Battle Royale?
No.
Are you?
Because that's an obvious money grab on them. That's the reason why it won't work. If they had come up with this idea first, then it still would be dumb, but it wouldn't be as dumb as it is now because they're basically trying to get that, that PUBG, Fortnite, Overwatch money.
Yeah.
And that's the, they're basically telling on themselves. They're basically saying we're out of ideas. That's what they're saying when they do stuff like this. They say we're fresh out of ideas. We've gone through the gambit of different war periods in history. Now we got to take something from somebody else and add it into the game where it doesn't even make any sense. So, I mean, here's an idea. Stop making Call of Duty movies or games and make something else.
You think it's Battlefront could have been that different game you needed, but it became Battlefield with a different skin.
That's what it was from the beginning. And if they actually made Battlefront like Battlefront was,
right? That's what I'm saying. Like it was.
I mean, that's the thing that trips me out about stuff like this is that you had a working formula. I mean, Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, the real ones, were amazing. But the things that were so amazing about it that really made people flock to the game, they left out. I mean, no galactic conquest. What? That's the main thing that people liked about Battlefront. Nope, let's not put that in there. It's like making a Mario game. It's like, nope, we're going to have no blocks at all. It's dumb. You know, and they tried that once. It didn't work out. That was Mario 2. But, you know, it just...
You guys see Cornelius said something about Time Splitters.
You know, I never played that. I've heard a lot about it, but I've never played. It's like, you know, yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I just never played it myself.
Yeah, me neither. I've only heard about it.
I mean, there's a lot of different genres that are just not getting enough love right now. You know, it's just a lot of these companies just need to go back to the drawing board as these third parties, and you know, Microsoft definitely needs to. But you know, for shooters, it's pretty much run its course, and I think it's a formula that they just keep. People are going to buy Call of Duty just because it's there.
Just because it's Call of Duty and it's out for a new year. Yep.
You know, I mean, it's like sports. I mean, it's come like sports. I mean, you're going to buy the new 2K. You're going to buy the new Madden just because it's there. You're going to buy the new WWE because it's there. Not because you actually want to play it, but because it's there. You know, it started to, and they were trying to go that direction with Assassin's Creed, but they had to pump the brakes on that a little bit. So, you know, they need to just make things special. And when you make a game special, like a Breath of the Wild or like a God of War, good things happen to you. And it's in all the money that it cost to invest to make those games, and there was a ton of money, a ton of manpower. They got all their money back and then some. Maybe we're just getting too many games. Maybe they just need to settle down and just say, hey, look, just put all our chips into the table and just make one gigantic, awesome game and live off of that for a couple of years.
Well, now you got online. I mean, that's an online RPG now. You know, that's what those games are. That's that one big game that you can live off for years. I mean, I believe that's what Fallout.
Thinking, man.
You still talking about that?
They just showed the replay of it. All you had to do is take the ball back up.
Man, we trying to talk video games over here, man. Either get in the conversation or get out.
That's just one of them shacking a fool. That's a shacking a fool moment, man. It's like, dude, you took the rebound, take it back. How do you not be cognizant of what's going on? You the one reason we in overtime. You had to. Oh my God. Anyway, go ahead, man. That was stupid.
That wasn't a foul, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying, isn't Fallout going to an online RPG?
He said, "I didn't know."
That's what I heard. I believe the Fallout 76 is an online RPG.
I'm not. Well, that's another game I haven't played any of those, so I don't really know if that's a good idea or not. There's certain franchises that could use a breath of fresh air and try something different. You know.
Come on, y'all.
Broke
down in overtime, man.
That was not a foul. That was all ball.
I want to go back to something that
I wish he need to stop whining. Go ahead.
Something you said in Call of Duty. It's like they're running out of ideas, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, have they used any? It seems like they just keep copying and pasting.
Well, their ideas, their palette or their pool that they're drawing from are actual wars in human history. So unless they're going to start going back to medieval times and stuff like that and biblical times and do Call of Duties based off of that, they're fresh out of ideas.
Why not? Why not like have a time machine and it has to go back in time to the medieval times?
Bruh.
And eventually you're gonna run out of bullets.
Bruh.
Why not?
They ain't giving that boy nothing.
Bruh. Nah. Bruh. Nah, man. That is not in the stars, man. Not no Call of Duty medievals.
Call of Duty.
I mean, it would be interesting. Well, you know, I think that another thing that Microsoft should do is that there should be a sequel or another version of Rise Son of Rome. They definitely should give that another go.
I know what they could call it. God of War 4.
Well, that's pretty much what it is, because God of War 4 is basically what Rise Son of Rome could have been, had they waited a little bit, because there's a lot of similarities, but it seems like everything that they wanted to do, God of War 4 did it right.
Right. Agreed.
But that is your God of War now. So you need another one of those.
Yeah, I don't see them going back there though. I don't. I don't see them going back to Rome. But I mean, what IPs in this generation can they go back to?
Rise, Son of Egypt. Rise, Son of
No, please.
Why not?
Not now. You're just playing Assassin's Creed.
But I'm just saying, like, why not?
Then
why we have to keep saying?
Then we just talk about new ideas and new.
But Assassin's Creed is like Assassin's Creed. But
no, because this new Assassin's Creed was made similar to other action games. Even the way you fight is more akin to.
Whoa! Wow!
To the other action games, so it's not just how you know what I'm saying, how Assassin's Creed used to be.
Yellowhead, you all right?
No, I'm pretty old.
Hit another 3-pointer. I just saw it.
No, cause JR rebound the ball right in front.
This dude is still talking about that.
That's the game, bro. You just put it back up. You win and you put it back in the hole.
We are missing the fact that the man missed the game winning.
He missed the game winning shot. I give you that.
Let's point the blame first. The blame
Hill missed it.
There you go.
But JR rebounded and you didn't take it back up. You ran it out.
But it's still no guarantee that he makes it. Still no guarantee that he makes it. The guy who should have made it was the guy who missed the free throw.
Don't get all testy about it now. Just take the L and go home. Don't get all mad now. The game over.
No, they had a little help down the stretch, bro. I'm not gonna sit up here in front on that. They had a little help down the stretch. Some of them calls was bogus. But
that's NBA basketball, man. You don't get bogus calls.
But JR should have took that back up, man. I don't blame LeBron for going off on him. That was a totally airheaded move. It's like, dude, you got to be more cognizant.
Okay, why is Steve Nash in the hallway? I done seen Steve Nash and I seen Barry Bonds. What's all these celebrities doing walking around out there?
Anyway, man. All right, well, anything else y'all talk about? I just don't. This don't kind of
No.
Cornelius said Warriors in 4.
That'll never happen.
The refs played a good part in some of them calls, bro. I'm sorry. You can't be calling like that down the
But
street.
you know what? See, this is, I remember when I was my first day, I think it was the first or second day in college. My teacher was handing out papers. This is like right after the Bulls had just won their 6th championship. And he was saying, like, man, I'm so sick. Aren't you guys sick and tired of Bulls winning all the time? Now, I was a Bulls fan. I'm a Jordan fan. So I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But now, fast forward to the future, I can understand how other people felt with seeing the Bulls always winning a championship, or in the 80s, watching the Lakers and Celtics in the finals all the time. Seeing the Golden State and Cleveland over and over and over and over and over. It does get old after a while. And it's only entertaining and fun for the people who are either sports junkies or fans of those particular teams. If you're a casual fan, you're like, I don't want to see this again. So, I mean, one of them two, either LeBron's going to win or he ain't.
They gotta start calling better, man, down the stretch. You can't take a game out of people's hands when they clearly had it in their hand. Your calls take it away from them. 3 calls in a row, you give it back to, you call 2 fouls that wasn't even fouls on Durant and put them on the line. he didn't even get fouled.
That's how they.
But no, what I'm saying is you changing the flow of the game. You taking the game out of the player's hands.
Yeah, that's all.
That's bullcrap to me.
All of these things are rigged, leveled.
I don't care if it's rigged.
They're basically WWE referees.
This is WWE. It's just more entertaining.
And then the narrative continues. Oh, you can't get you can't get it done if the ref gonna take it from you. Anyway, I'm done. I'm not feeling what they did. Now it was too many calls down the stretch, man. That was bullcrap calls that left like that Durant, them 2 free throws that tied it back up. That wasn't no foul. He stripped them before they called a foul. It's like, but then when LeBron come back down,
that charge was a blocking foul.
No, I get it. I understand the charge. I'm talking about the foul before that when they tied it back up again.
The strip was a legal strip. He had all ball. That was not a foul.
Right, and then it was a play before that play, and it was another play that put
the other one that Hill did. The one that Hill did, I don't know. That was questionable.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But then when LeBron came down, they grabbed him on the arm.
LeBron got fouled, and they didn't
call nothing.
He got fouled. Yes, he
right.
did.
And that's the type of stuff I'm like, dude, you literally taking the game out their hand. I don't like that, man. But they still had it. JR, if Hill would have hit the shot, they would have got it. If JR would have took it back up, that's gonna be. I don't feel like hearing Stephen A. Smith tomorrow, man. I don't. It's my birthday tomorrow too. I don't feel like hearing this mess.
I never feel like hearing Stephen A. Smith.
I don't. I don't even listen to him no more, man. Anyway, but all right, bro.
Why is this game still on? What is the hold up?
Undoubtedly.
Well, they threw Tristan out because he hit Draymond in the face with the basketball.
So he's gonna get a 5-game suspension for that.
No, he just got thrown out of this one, I think. Draymond, I wish somebody would bust him in his mouth, man. I would do it if I was playing. I'd do it just and get kicked out.
You're starting to sound like Charles Barkley.
I would bust him in his mouth, man. If I was a lower tier player, like didn't really start, just was there to take up a minute or two for breathers.
Now, see, that's the reason why you can't compare this generation to the old one, because back then they had goons. Every team had hired goons that were there for no reason other than to bust you upside your head.
Man, I'll put Perkins in there and beat the crap out of Green. I would, man, but they kind of decide the refs kind of played too much into that game, man, in my opinion, down the stretch. But that's me. Anyway, we'll be back the next one. I think we're tied up. We played pretty good this game. I think we should have got this game, to be honest with you. But you can't.
I didn't see you out there, Level. What position you play?
I'm LeBron, man.
This boy playing NBA 2K over here talking about LeBron.
Anyway, but anyway,
wow, 51
I ain't got
points.
anything else to say. What did he get?
51.
They stole that game from them boys, man. I'm sorry.
They didn't steal it. JR gave it away.
And JR did kind of give it away, but that it wouldn't have never been.
Hill blew it.
It wouldn't have never been in reach had them 2 calls with the right way. Had they not called that on KD and put him on the line, or had they gave LeBron his foul, they would have been up by at least 3 points before Hill even got to the line. So they would have stole the first one, but it's all good. It's all good. I ain't expecting them to win anyway, but I don't like them being cheated. They already facing a pretty stacked team. Don't let the refs take you out of it too. I can't help LeBron complaining some of this, and that's why I don't like Curry. K-Bun, I don't care. That's why I don't like Curry. It's that stuff.
What stuff, bro?
We was mouthing off to Ryan.
Mouthing off because he winning now, and now you want to go in and get in LeBron's face. But if he was losing, he wouldn't go nowhere near LeBron. But LeBron wouldn't have did what he did to him. LeBron would just beat him. Curry is a great. I don't like Curry, man. I don't care if he is a Christian. I don't like Curry. Sorry. I don't like him. I don't. I'm saying that live on air. Yes, he's my Christian brother. I do not like dude and how he arrogant to me in a way that people don't call it on him. Curry is arrogant.
You do know there's no friends on the basketball court.
I don't care, man.
You do know LeBron played basketball like everybody's buddy.
No, but don't try to act like Curry is the most.
I'm not. Did I say that?
Not you.
I didn't say that.
No, you know Christians act like Curry is the most upstanding. What you call most upstanding, fair playing, non-confrontational person on the league. This is the same dude that do his mouthpiece at a referee. No, man, I ain't going. I'm not going. I don't like dude. I'm sorry, I ain't buying none of this shit.
Dude is an athlete, man. Dude is an athlete.
He ain't no athlete. He can shoot threes. That's about it. I ain't studying.
What, boy? You don't see the windmill he be putting people on. That boy is an athlete.
Because he know if they touch him, he gonna get his foul call. You can't even breathe.
Okay, so we need good podcast, guys. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, man.
You guys want to sign out? Keith, you want to go ahead and sign out, brother? Thank you, everybody in the comment section for coming through. I appreciate you guys being there. Cornelius,
my boy Game, man.
Cornelius, thank you for coming through. Heart and Soul, I appreciate you, brother. I know we have some more in the comment section. A shout out to J.R. Smith. I appreciate you not putting the ball back up. Joe Henry, appreciate you coming through.
J.R. thinking, bro. What was he thinking?
Getting that check.
Ninsane the Gamer, I appreciate you coming through. Trigger Man, appreciate you.
I apologize, y'all, but that just made my night, man. That just messed it up.
This has been the Live and Level show number 148. And I'm going to throw it to everybody. Go ahead and sign out. Keith, go ahead and sign out, brother.
Peace.
We know D2K don't sign out, so I'm not gonna ask him. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign out myself. Again, it's been fun on the podcast. I jumped in a little late, brother, taking care of business, trying to move. Got big things coming up, so I may not be on here Sunday if we have it. But I am trying to move to my new place. I got 400 megabyte speed on my internet, so I'm excited about that. Got a brand new TV coming Wednesday, so life is good.
With the Xbox One.
With the Xbox One. you know how I use my regular Xbox. You know how I use it. Watch Netflix and watch Cody. That's it.
I thought you were gonna prop it up with a table.
That's
wow.
Level, do you want to sign out, sir?
Can somebody tell me what JR was thinking, please? Just somebody answer that question.
We
can sign out, man.
He was not thinking. The end.
All right, y'all. I see y'all. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do Sunday. The stress levels just ain't gonna work. I can't watch the game and talk to y'all.
Game ain't gonna be on, man. Come on.
K-Bum, D2K, Keith, I'm glad y'all jumped on. Yeah, man, this is bull crap. But anyway, till next time, folks. Deuces. I said y'all, man.